Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain the part of the life processes that is human respiratory system. In previous class, you have studied about the respiration. What is respiration? Fate of or pathways of glucose. Now, the human respiratory system. As you know that a system performing the function of respiration is called respiratory system. So, if the function of respiration is done by a system, that is called respiratory system. So any system consists of many organs, or the system is formed by the union of many organs, and each organ perform a particular functions for the purpose of respiration. That is called main parts of the respiratory system and their function. All these parts, nostrils, nasal passage, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchiole, alveoli, all organs perform the work of respiration. This is why that it is the part of respiratory system. Now one by one, nostrils. Nostrils is nasal passage. Within the nose, the air enters through the nostrils. The nasal passage, nostrils, thereafter it leads to a passage or a canal that is called nasal passage. Nasal passage opens into the pharynx, the junction point of the windpipe, that is trachea, where larynx is also found. Larynx, that is sound box, sound producing organ. So larynx is able to produce sound. Now the trachea. Here I draw the diagram. If you complete it, the nasal passage, here is nose, then it will lead to pharynx, or that is your windpipe. So finally it's downwardly opens into the windpipe, that is called trachea. Windpipe has a ring-like structure. This ring is made up of cartilage. So this cartilaginous ring is found within the windpipe or trachea. What is the function of this cartilaginous ring? It protects the windpipe to not to be collapsed or against collapsing, so that if it is collapsed, air doesn't pass and the person may die easily or frequently, immediately. So this cartilaginous ring make the windpipe or trachea open all the time. So this is the function of cartilaginous ring. Now this trachea downwardly divided into two parts, that is called bronchi. Each bronchi leads to the lungs. This is your lungs, and one bronchi in left or one is in right, it is your lung. Now the bronchi divide and subdivides into many fine canal or tube-like structure, that is called bronchiole. This final part is called bronchiole. Bronchi divided into two, bronchioles. This is your bronchioles. This is your bronchi. Bronchi enters into each lung. There is one pair of lung. So then bronchioles finally leads to a bag or air sac like structure, that is called alveoli. This is the main where exchange of gases takes place. Exchange of gases takes place here, alveoli. It is also called as air sac. This alveoli is richly supplied with blood vessels. Richly supplied with blood vessels. What is the function of these blood vessels? It means if there is richly supplied of blood vessels, it helps in exchange of gases. Exchange of gases from respiratory surface to the surrounding and surrounding to the respiratory surface. It is the part of breathing, or it helps in breathing. So in human being, the lungs act as a respiratory surface. Lungs acts as respiratory surface. Respiratory surface is the place where exchange of gases takes place. Now, the mechanism of gaseous exchange. So gaseous exchange, breathing is the first step of respiration, where exchange of gases take place. It has two phases: inhalation, exhalation. Inhalation, in means within, in. So breathe in. If we take in air from the surroundings within the lungs, it is called inhalation. And if it is given out external, outer, so it is called exhalation. Between exhalation and inhalation, there is a intermediate phase. At that time, exchange of O2 and CO2 takes place near this alveoli or within the lungs. So this is the intermediate phase. So inhalation, breathe in. How does it take place? First of all, air is taken in through nostrils. Then air passes down through the trachea. After nostrils, it is pushed towards the trachea. Then chest cavity becomes larger. And when the chest cavity becomes larger, air is pushed towards the bronchi, then bronchiole, and finally to the alveoli, where exchange of gases takes place. Air is sucked in into the lungs and fill the alveoli. So when chest cavity expands, air is pushed to the terminal or final termination of the lungs, that is alveoli or air sac. Then what happens within the air sacs? So first of all, you know the mechanism of the increase of the volume of thoracic cavity. So ribs and diaphragm plays an important role in exhalation or inhalation. How does it happen? You know that 12 pairs of ribs are there. 12 pairs of ribs. It forms bone cage. Bone cage means basket of bone which protect lungs and internal organs. So this bone cage, 12 pair of ribs. Suppose this is your ribs, ribs. Between the two ribs, there is a layer of muscles. That muscles is called intercostal muscles. This intercostal muscles plays an important role in breathing, as well as diaphragm. Diaphragm upwardly and downwardly. It moves upwardly and downwardly. Upwardly and downwardly movement and due to intercostal muscles. You know that contraction and relaxation of these intercostal muscles as well as diaphragm, it will alternately create or increase the thoracic cavity, chest cavity. So if the volume of chest cavity becomes widened, then the air pushes towards the nostrils to the nasal passage, to the trachea, bronchi, bronchiole, and finally to alveoli. And when chest cavity contract or intercostal muscles and diaphragm contract, the chest cavity becomes reduced, and due to reduced chest cavity it creates pressure and the air is pushed out, that is exhaled, given out, so carbon dioxide is released. Now between the exhalation and inhalation, exchange of O2 and CO2, how does it take place? So oxygen is taken up by blood from alveoli to blood vessels. So this alveoli contains richly supplied with blood vessels. When air comes here, the air pushes towards the blood vessels into the blood by the process of diffusion. What is diffusion? Movement of gas molecules, ions, from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration. So the air is outside the vessels, oxygen is more, so it is pushed towards the blood vessels by the process of diffusion. And between exhalation and inhalation, some amount of air remains within the lungs, that is called residual volume of air. Residual volume of air. It will gives sufficient time for exchange of gases, exchange of O2. O2 is pushed, and the venous blood at the same time, the concentration of CO2 is more in venous blood, so CO2 is pushed to the air sacs. So it is given out by the process of exhalation when the chest cavity contract. So oxygen is taken up by blood from alveoli to blood vessels. Then blood releases CO2 into alveoli. Blood, by the process of diffusion, it supplies CO2 to the alveoli, and at the same time hemoglobin takes up O2 and carries it to the tissues. O2 is then transported to all cells in the body for the breakdown of food to release energy in presence of O2. That is oxygen, CO2 and H2 is formed, and the process of respiration is completed. So this is the mechanism of respiration or mechanism of breathing. Breathing is a physical process. In this way the process of respiration is completed or done. Home assignment, later on I will send you home assignment, send you later. Thank you.